How's it going, folks? So today I'll be checking out the band Stygian Fair and their new song Aradia. And they have a new album coming out August 25th. I believe this is the first single from said album. Really curious to check this out and see what to expect from this new upcoming album. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump on in here and give it a listen, shall we? Rangers, go.
Faster than the wind, into the night I ride.
Very interesting there. I would call this like a heavy melodic power groove metal track here. I mean, it's kind of all of those things in one, and it's all really it's one of those songs where it's just meant to kind of have this rhythm, like this groove to it, if you will, and just kind of linger on that and just kind of let that do a lot of the the mood setting, or the melody of the music. It's really based on just kind of a couple riffs woven in there throughout this whole song, and it just lets itself play out. It's just one of those kind of songs where there's not like a whole lot of movement musically. Had a cool solo in there that fit the groove and all that, and the rhythm and of the song. But yeah, musically, there's not a whole lot of movement. It's kind of just this very stable but somewhat static melody, music wise. And with those kind of songs, first of all, it has to be solid riff, solid groove, solid rhythm, so that you don't get fatigued. And I didn't. I really enjoyed that the guitar riffs in there. I really enjoyed the rhythm, and I keep saying the word, but groove, because it just really had a nice feel about the song. It was kind of heavy, a hint of a little bit of darkness in there, and it was just cool. Like, I was just vibing with it. I just enjoyed it, quite a bit. Just that rhythm, and again, even though it didn't change all that much at all, it was solid, and it provided a great kind of backdrop musically for what I consider to be the most dynamic thing of the song, the vocals. And that's another thing I was going to say. With this style of song, first of all, it's got to be really solid riffs, really solid rhythm that you don't get tired of it. It's just a nice, solid kind of driving sound. And they had that here. And then, secondly, in order to get a little bit of flavor to the song, a little bit of a dynamic to the song, you need some solid vocals. And this dude's vocals are on point. I mean, just great voice, great range, and even just his effortless kind of delivery of the vocals lended itself to the song as well, because it all just has a very like inoffensive way about it. And that's why I keep using the word groove, because it really had a groove about the song. It's not in your face, it's not doing anything crazy. It's just kind of playing out, and you just are just vibing with it, and so his effortless kind of delivery lended itself to that, because even though his voice is providing a bit of dynamic to the song, and the most movement in the song as it is, I would say, it still is in line with the feeling of the song, and I just was digging it. I was really digging it, and his voice rocks. I really like his voice. Very kind of old school, kind of 80s heavy metal sort of vibe with his vocals there. Even the song itself just kind of had that classic kind of feel about it. But yeah, his vocals were really great. And then I love that there in the chorus as well. The chorus is somewhat catchy and memorable, especially with the Aradia part, the way he delivers that a couple times in the chorus. It kind of creates that little bit of punch to the song. I mean, the whole song has a little bit of a punch to it, just because there's a bit of aggression, but like subdued aggression, I would say, because of just kind of the heavy riffs and all of that. But um, yeah, I would say that that part there, the Aradia, it really is memorable, and it really kind of gives you a point to where it kind of hits home, this feeling and this vibe, this mood. And Just a really well done song. It's because again, this style of song is not easy to pull off without it just either getting kind of redundant or kind of wearing out its welcome, or the listener just being fatigued, like, all right, this is kind of just droning on and on. I found it to be really, really good, and just almost somewhat chill, because you can just kind of groove with it. I mean, I keep using that word, but just the whole time I was just really listening to the guitar riffs, which were really great, and then the vocals, and just digging it, just really, really digging it. And the drum work was really good. Just a well done song. Very interesting song. Wasn't quite expecting that, but again, it was done really, really well, and I dig it. I really dig it. I love those kind of songs that have a solid guitar riff, some great kind of dynamic vocals going in there, a little bit of a dark kind of vibe, that heavy kind of vibe, and it just plays out, and I just dig it. I really do. So yeah, very interesting song. Interesting song to release as kind of the first single for the upcoming album. But I mean, I'm on board. I'm totally on board. I'm looking forward to the album. I'm wondering how the whole album is going to play out. What some of the other songs are going to be like. If it's all going to be kind of in this vein, or if there's going to be a little bit more of a dynamic in some of the other songs, maybe a little bit more aggression, a little bit more movement, and with the melodies and musical melodies and all that stuff. So I'm really, really curious. But yeah, August 25th, cool song. I definitely was vibing with this one here. But I would be really curious to know what y'all think about this song here. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch y'all next time. Ranger out.